Ableton Live 10 is an incredibly powerful tool for the modern music producer. Ableton's platform-specific features, workflow, and setup make it one of the top DAWs on the market. One of the most notable features on this powerhouse DAW is its macro knobs, and the ability to map any function to these macro knobs for your audio and MIDI tracks. This opens up the door for a whole new world of creative potential. But how do we utilize these macro knobs so we can be more creative? My name is Daniel with Envato Tuts, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a one knob effects chain using Ableton's macro knobs. So let's get into the DAW. So first, let's go over why you would want to create a one knob effects chain. Oftentimes, in transitions, every 4 bars or every 8 bars, we look to create a variation in our sounds to keep the listener interested in our track. So having a one knob effects chain is great for adding this interest and putting it on our instruments. Another great use for a one knob effects chain is for build-ups. Build-ups usually contain a lot of automation and a lot of effects. So having a one knob effects chain is a great all-in-one solution for creating build-ups. So let's go over a simple example of how we would create this one knob effects chain. We have here a guitar sample. And we'd like to add a little more variation to this guitar sample every 4 or every 8 bars, or just whenever our song calls for variation. So we'll start to add effects to this sound. And effects that sound good on a guitar are reverb, delay, and chorus. Now right now, these effects are inserted onto the audio track and will just be playing along with the audio and will be affecting the guitar. But we would like to have control over all of these effects with just one knob. To do this, you need to start by grouping the instruments together. Once you have grouped the instruments together, you'll want to open up the macro knobs. To do this, go on over to the left-hand side of the audio effect rack that we created and click the icon here. Now we can see all the different macro knobs appear. Now we need to decide which controls we want to map to this all-in-one effects macro knob. For the reverb, I would like to map the dry wet and the decay. So we'll go ahead and right click the dry wet, and you can see we have a map to macro 1 all the way down to map to macro 8. So we're going to use macro 1 for this example. As you can see, the dry wet has been mapped to this macro knob 1 here. Let's go ahead and rename this to effects knob. And then we'd also like to map the decay, and we simply click map to effects knob. And for the ping pong delay, I would like to map the dry wet as well as the feedback. So again, right click and click map to effects knob, and the same with the feedback. And for the chorus, I'd just like to affect the dry wet knob. So again, map to effects knob. Now you can hear and see that our knobs are mapped to the effects knob. While our effects knobs are mapped, the effect gets a little out of hand when cranked up all the way, because everything is mapped from its lowest setting to its highest setting. Now what we want to do here is rein in each of these settings so the effects do not get out of hand. And to do this, we have to open up the map tab here. Once we click the map tab, we can see that all our knobs that we mapped are displayed. And then to affect the ranges of these knobs, we can go on over to the min and the max and adjust how much the knob affects these particular controls. So let's go over each one and decide how much we want to apply. For the chorus, 100% dry wet is a little bit too much. We'd like it to start at 0% and then go to around, let's say 50%. For the ping pong delay, 100% on delay is still too much of an effect. So around 50% will work well here too. As you can see, when we turn the knob here, if you look on over at the delay, it goes from 0% to 50%, as well as the dry wet knob of the chorus. So we have reined in the range of these controls. Next, the feedback is way too high at 95%, and this will cause way too much feedback and muddy up the mix and can create distortion. So we'll move that to around 45%. And then with the reverb, we'll go around 60%, around 70%. And then the decay time, 60 seconds is way too long here. That'll be completely drowned out. So we'll go to around 8.45 seconds. So you can see that all our controls are now at the max values that we have set. You can go ahead and click the map icon again to collapse the menu. And now let's see our effects in action. You can hear that our effects are now reined in a bit more, and the entire range of our effects knob can now be usable. And now that we have this knob, we can apply it in any way that we choose to. Let's say this guitar is at the beginning of our track. We can easily bring in the effect, and we can easily choose where we want to apply this effects knob. For example, we can bring up the effects and slowly have it go down. So that can make a nice transition for when the guitar enters in the track. And you can use the effects knob to wherever you see fit for your particular track. So the next time you're looking to add interest to any one of your sounds or groups of sounds, go ahead and throw on a few effects and map some of the functions of the effects to a single macro knob.